If you don't believe in God, you may find out too late that He exists. If you die and go to hell, it would be too late to repent. If you believe, you have a chance to become holy and get to heaven when you die. But if you don't, you have no chance of salvation from hell. Does God exist? If He does, you have a responsibility for your actions before God. If you go against your conscience and sin without God's forgiveness granted by faith in Jesus Christ and the Church's sacraments, you will perish in hell. If God does not exist, you can do whatever you want without any responsibility for your actions, no matter how wrong or evil they are. There are no moral rules, no right and wrong, to restrain people from vices. Immorality will triumph and evildoers will get away with their crimes. Even so, atheists can't be sure that there is nothing after death, at least from a logical perspective. Christians know the ultimate possibilities of what to expect after death and prepare to avoid the worst possible outcome of going to hell. It is better to believe and be prepared for the worst possibilities than to ignorantly believe the religion of atheism that deceives a person into believing that there is nothing after death, that you just get turned off like a machine. It is wishful thinking to believe that life was that easy. Things are not as simple as that. A person has to take into account that Christianity might be true, and that a person has an immortal soul that continues after death, and that it matters what kind of soul it is. One has to be prepared for spiritual judgment. If the state of the soul is evil or impure, it will suffer the torments of hell forever. If the state of the soul is good and pure, it will live in bliss of heaven forever. Therefore, an atheist is not prepared for the possibility that there is something after death, and doesn't take into account that there might be a soul, the quality of which determines its eternal fate. It is foolish to believe that there is no afterlife. Christianity is the wisest faith because it takes into account all possible outcomes of life. It prepares the person for the afterlife's worst and best scenarios and prevents a person from the worst case scenario. Christ came to save humanity from the worst possible fate in the afterlife.